Hey guys, it's me again, and I'm here to talk about Coco. I saw it with my family about last this Sunday, I believe. I waited a good I waited a good week or two to actually go see it, and I'm gonna tell you about how I felt about it. And if you follow me on Twitter, you already know how I do feel about it. And that's an indication of one thing that you should follow me on Twitter, but it's an also indication of just how much I really do appreciate this movie, actually. So, so let me give you a little bit of history before I get into the actual review. I did not really care to see Coco initially because it did not interest me in the slightest. I didn't get really interested into actually going to go see Coco because the advertisement didn't really get me interested in viewing it. Because while because for me, I think that, with a company like Pixar, which I'm tired of people literally praising it to high heaven. I mean, yeah, Pixar makes good movies, but I'm not going to praise Pixar as an animation god per se. I'm gonna let the studios wanting to do their own thing, and leave it at that. I don't think that studios should be, put over other types of studios because, while they do have, while some studios have better product than others, that doesn't automatically mean that every movie they make is fantastic. So I wasn't, I just wasn't all that excited for Coco. I was actually going to skip Coco. And then all of a sudden it has been getting like so many good reviews. I thought this was just going to be, I knew that it was going to get good reviews because there are some critics who pander because it is Pixar or Disney or whatever, and they do pander a lot. But once it started getting good reviews, I was like, okay, and I like saw like a 96%, maybe it's even higher on a Rotten Tomatoes, and I was like, wow, this movie is getting really, really good reviews. Not only that, critics I actually follow and I recommend to people are actually really, really loving it as well. So I decided to go see it with my family, and yeah, they're right. They're absolutely right about it because in a year filled with disappointment in animation, this was a movie that I needed so much. I needed it now because I said this on Twitter. The only thing that the good to come out this year was the Samurai Jack season 5, the Villainous shorts, and BoJack Horseman season 4. That was the only good thing that I would recommend for animation this year, and that is and that of course is sad. It's sad, but you know what? Now I got this. Now I got an obvious Oscar contender. So, what makes Coco stand out? Well, it's very simple, actually, of what makes it stand out. And I can put it on two reasons why it does stand out. It stands out because it has amazing voice work and also a great sense of culture. Because because I don't know, I'm pretty sure most of you know this, but I am Mexican. I know. I sound I don't sound anything like, my heritage or whatever. Again, I call myself the whitest Mexican because I don't know any Spanish, and I just don't represent what you would say somebody who represents the Mexican culture. But you know what? It's okay. It's fine for me. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other people also who don't speak, other Mex Mex yeah, Mexicans who don't speak Spanish as well, And for me, I grew up in I grew up in a place where we weren't really all. It wasn't so much as we celebrated the Day of the Dead or stuff like that, but we did have those Mexican style dinners and such like that. Um, and my family was my family is Christian and such like that, so we did talk about stuff like this a lot, and it related to me in the fact that I got to see that on the big screen. I got to see not only my culture being represented, but things about my culture that again, I didn't somewhat know until this movie came out. And, we also got incredible characters to bring that to life. We got really great voice acting. And I don't put that very lightly, voice act voice acting, because I know it's a really hard thing to do, to speak into a microphone and act like there's nobody behind the microphone, if that makes any sense. Because the most I will get out of it, if someone's speaking into a microphone and saying lines, I'm gonna be like, okay, that person is clearly saying lines and they don't put any effort into them whatsoever. You know, that's the sign of somewhat of a bad voice actor. But just like me right now, you could go watch my voice acting videos on my new channel, or whatever you're watching this on. You could go watch them right now. But hopefully I'll get better. But especially for a child actor, to come, like, for them to be a good, to them to speak those words on the paper, but not only say them, but express emotions with them, and give taking advice from their voice director to say, no, this is how the character's feeling in this particular moment. You need to act like this character in this particular moment. And you know what? It works. It's like, really, it works. It's like, wow, voice acting actually takes it's really hard and difficult. It's like, wow, thank you, Chris Rock, for undermining that circumstance. But the main reason why Coco works in terms of actually getting emotion across, because it is a gripping story that they're telling. And yes, it might be cliched and stuff, but I didn't think the dialogue was all that cliched. The thing is, if the story won't feel cliched unless you have cliched dialogue. And I didn't really feel that. It's like, maybe in the first, like, I don't know, I would say I would feel that when the character says that I don't want to be I don't want to shine shoes all day. I don't want to make shoes all day. I want to go out and play my instrument and play it to the world and such like that. And I was gonna say, oh great, we're gonna do this thing again, but no, it doesn't. It actually makes a believable family situation in that way, and it makes the character, act like a child. It's like, hey, he respects his family, but he wants to go do the things that he loves, and not have to like worry about his family's decisions, even when he shuns them and he does something reckless. It's like, that's what a little kid would do. That's what a little kid would do if he would, look up to somebody who, they didn't know that he was looking up to. So I commend the movie for, getting the point of family across even so much to say that even though you've done, even though it wasn't your fault that it was you, I still can't forgive you for that. And I don't know, this is like somewhat toward the end of the movie, and I'm not going to spoil anything for it, but I think it's a very important message about family in there, and how, you know, while, you know, it's great to respect your family, you know, your family also has to respect your decisions as well, and can't keep you in the same bubble. And I know it seems cliche to say that, especially in a kids movie, but the way that this movie does it, the way that it portrays it into actual art that somebody wants to go do, to go and express themselves in a way, it just speaks to me. It speaks to me in a way because I also want to be an artist. Granted, an artist besides a musician, but, you know, just somebody who wants to somewhat play out for the entire world to see. So yeah, I could commend this movie for its message and its way of telling its message through brilliant, pretty much old school Pixar storytelling. And it's something that I have been waiting for Pixar to do. It's like, guys, come on, just, I know you're better. I know you're better. You don't have to waste time on Cars and whatever. And it's like, yeah, I did not go see Cars 3 because I had no interest in seeing it. And maybe that's kind of why I didn't want to go see Coco 2, because they're like, oh great, we're gonna have another one of these stories per se. But I will admit, I did not somewhat know on where, I mean, I didn't somewhat know where this was going, especially, well, I knew somewhat where it was going, the overall plot, but, you know, when those story beats come, you know when they're going, but, you know, the character dynamics and such like that really, really shine through. And I'm really grateful that I can finally have characters that feel real, even though half the cast is dead. So, not dead in real life, I mean dead in the context of the movie. So, I guess that's what I would say that's really just fascinating about this movie, that it got emotion out of me that I didn't think was going to be possible, because the last time I cried at a animated film was ironically another Pixar movie, which was Inside Out, but I only cried about once, and that was when the imaginary character sacrificed himself. That was when I cried. I cried in the total of 3 times throughout this movie, and it's all in the last probably 20 minutes of the movie. You know, and it all has to deal with the song "Remember Me." That's pretty much all I'll say about it. It has to deal with a certain song that someone wrote for somebody else, and I broke down. And it wasn't like a sniffle, guys. It wasn't a sniffle. It was legitimately torn to shreds. I was bawling my eyes out. And yeah, I got a little sniffle from Inside Out. Inside Out don't got nothing on this. Nothing. It's shocking to say that, because I always confuse this for like a Disney movie. I'm confusing it for a Disney movie, and I shouldn't be, because right now, I know I said like not rating the studios is, you know, a good thing, but I don't mind rating the studios as long as it's as long as it's like not putting down any other studio because they do better work or whatever. But I only want to commend a studio if they did something good. I don't want to commend a studio for doing something somewhat better, or because, you know, it's different from what I'm used to, so that studio doesn't get any credit or whatever. I'm sick and tired of that. I'm sick and tired of that argument, but I think there is a right way and a wrong way to say a studio has made a good movie. And this was one of those really, really good movies. So, yeah, I don't skip out on this, people. I mean, I skipped on it for about 2 weeks, and I was going to do it until maybe it would have gone to video, or hell, I would have been like Cars 3 and would have never saw the crap. But I did, and it was amazing. I don't know what else to say about it, guys. It was so inspired for Pixar to come and do their proper research on this culture, and and then make a movie about it representing that culture properly. It was something that I've just been waiting for a long time for something inspired to happen into animation, especially in 2017, where animation just seems to be going that, haha, we're gonna be funny. Every single animated trailer or animated movie has to be funny. And yeah, it's getting really tiring. And now they're doing breaking the fourth wall, which I'm with. I'm with every. I hate everything on that. It's like it's getting tiring. It's getting tiring, even though it's already been like a few times. I can tell it's getting kind of tiring. So yeah, I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I think it's worth whatever recognition it's getting, and trust me, any recognition that it's gonna get is going to be far more better than that Frozen short that they played. Again, if you follow my Twitter, you know what I will be talking about. But oh my God, why was that? Why was that played? I want to know why that was played, because I'm really on the fence of, like, yeah, it should have been played on TV. No question about it. That should have been played on television. I don't know why it wasn't. I mean, hell, some theaters were showing it in widescreen. So some people were showing it in a radius that was meant for TV. Why would they put it in front of Coco? Short answer is that I'm not interested. I'm not interested in Disney princess movies, and especially as hell is not interested in what they're doing with Frozen or Princess, or just if it's not anything other, if it's not anything else, then I'm just not going to be interested in Disney princess movies, because they just keep on doing the same thing over and over again. Unless they do something different. Instead of the women empowering speech that I've heard so many times, it gets so boring. I'm not going to be interested. I'm not going to be interested. They can make all the money that they want, but they ain't getting my ticket. Okay? I just don't. I don't like to be. I don't like to be cheated on when it's the same bull crap. I don't care. I don't care for that. That's why I didn't care for Moana, because it was the same thing and it was so tiring. So yeah, it's pretty much my review of Coco. I'm sorry if it was over repetitive and over too long, but man, I just really enjoy this movie, and it's definitely, no doubt about it, going to be on my best of the year list. It is. It's gonna be number one. But the other films that I've watched this year, you're gonna have to wait to see it, where they land. And trust me, it's not gonna be a very long list, because I didn't see all the animated movies, because my throat's getting dry, because sometimes I'm just not interested, like I was in this, but unlike Coco, I don't think I'm missing much, because what did I miss throughout this year? I missed Cars 3, I missed The Nut Job 2, I missed The Star, and I think there's another. I'm gonna miss Ferdinand. That's gonna be a basic thing. I'm gonna skip out on Ferdinand, because I don't care about Blue Sky, and yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other movies that I'm gonna miss, or I have missed. Um, I think that's it. Maybe I mean, for God's sake, I went to go see the I went to go see the freaking Emoji movie, for God's sake, but yeah, trying to draw this skeleton character. I don't know if he's gonna be any good, but if you follow my Tumblr or my Twitter, then I'm gonna post this character on there. Hopefully, he's it's not with Hector. Yeah, I'm gonna it's just the thing about this is a and also I think the designs are good. Are good, are also like really good. They're really colorful. That's another thing about this movie that it got right. It's extremely colorful, which it had to be. I'm pretty sure this and Book of Life, they all Mexican movies have to be contracted to be very, 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 very colorful when talking about Day of the Dead. Because if you're not, you failed as a Day of the Dead movie if you're not colorful. So yeah, I think that's wrapping up at about 21 minutes. Yeah, just as long as that damn Frozen short. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about Coco, and hopefully I'll see you at the end of the year list. JC out. Take care.